everybody, my name's Juniper, and welcome to my garden. I am joined today for today's special episode of Aesthetics with my good friend Acatin. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, Acatin.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
So, Acatin actually wanted to come on here. I didn't think it would be fun to have you here, but we have you here.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. I wanted to do an aesthetic. I wanted to do one.
Yeah, so I'll be doing 2 aesthetics, and Acatin's gonna be doing 1. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Alright, time to spin the wheel! I missed the wheel, I think. Ooh, yay! Okay, this sounds right up my alley. I'm excited. Cute Core is an aesthetic that originated around 2020 primarily on Tumblr. It was originally used interchangeably with Cute Gore, an aesthetic mixing horror and kawaii elements. Through TikTok, the aesthetics have been separated more, Cute Core being a more sanitized version of Cute Gore. This sanitized version of the aesthetic includes a lot of visual elements such as strawberries, pastel pinks, bows, while the original version of the aesthetic adds in blood splatters, glitches, pixelizations, and wounds. So this aesthetic immediately made me think of DDLC. I kind of knew about the second version of the aesthetic because that's what I align myself with. My bed is completely pink and strawberries. But I really wanted to go down the DDLC route once I learned about the Cute Gore aspect of it, and I actually decided to use the original versions of the aesthetic instead of just going for the sanitized route. I don't usually work with gore-related stuff, so I thought that would be fun. It's not very intense here. I will give a slight trigger warning just in case that's something that bothers you. Just a heads up that there is a little bit of that there. So for the design, I was very DDLC inspired, especially with the skirt. I really wanted to use that, but I used a lot of bows and lace. I thought that a oversized kind of sweater would look really nice because in my opinion, oversized sweaters are very cutesy, and I kind of wanted to go down like an anime looking route, especially with the hair. I was inspired by a lot of references that I was looking at on Pinterest, and I grabbed those leg warmers again. I'm a big fan of drawing leg warmers, apparently, because we did those last episode. But I put little bows on them. I really tried to I didn't go crazy with it. I probably could have pushed harder with the lace and the bows, but what I lacked in the lace and the bows, I make up for in the actual, effects that I added on top. I really wasn't expecting this aesthetic to have, a dark element to it. I wasn't prepared for that, but I happily accept it. The gore elements give me something to experiment with, which is really fun because I actually never draw gore stuff. So that's cool. And this series is all about experimenting, so that's why I decided to go with the original, and not just because I like DDLC. I know I mentioned it 3 times. It's not just because I like Doki Doki Literature Club, guys, okay? I promise. I gave her a little knife to add on to the dark elements. I think that helps accentuate what I was going for here. The effects definitely add it, but I don't necessarily know if you can see the knife at the end of the process, but it's there. So she is holding it behind her back, so it's kind of better if you don't know it's there. I struggled a little bit with the coloring for a bit just because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go fully pink with hints of blues and yellows. I had a lot of trouble figuring out what I wanted her hair color to be. I used hue shift again to change that a lot, and it ended up being helpful. I saw a lot of food elements in the references I was looking at, so I put a little lollipop and strawberries in her hair. I thought that would be fun, little hair clips, and I actually ended up adding blood to her skirt. I drew that part in myself, but I ended up using some PNGs off of Google just to put in. I think they ended up looking really nice. The effects were really what I wanted to push here, and I ended up adding a lot more off screen and off camera, but overall I think she turned out really cute and I'm super happy with her.
Okay, my turn to spin the wheel. Let's see. Nostalgia Core. I don't even think I've heard of this one before. Hello everybody, it is my part of the video now. So, as you saw, I got the aesthetic Nostalgia Core. This aesthetic is very heavily based on childhood in the early 2000s into the 2010s, with characteristics such as bright colors, old toys, and liminal spaces. Interestingly, there's also an overlap between this and Weird Core or Dream Core, which was fun to work with. Here you can see me starting to sketch, as well as all my reference images that I pulled up from Pinterest and Google off to the side over there. The brushes I use in this video are the round mixing brush for the sketch and the thick oil paint brush for basically everything else. When I started, I had a few ideas, including how I wanted the character to look like she was a full adult but dressing in this kind of kidcore, bright style, since the whole point of Nostalgia Core is that it was born from communities on TikTok reminiscing about their childhoods. I got the hairstyle from one of the reference images, the one where the girl's looking out the window of the car, you can kind of see it, and the outfit is a mix of things I found on Pinterest. It was hard to find actual Nostalgia Core outfits because the aesthetic is more about old photos and liminal spaces and like grainy flash images and stuff than actual outfits. It's kind of a more niche one, I feel. The things I decided to bring out of my actual childhood were the stuffed animals and the necklace you can see her wearing, which is from a book series that would come with little charms that you could fit into like a bracelet. It was actually really cool, but anyway. I also added a parachute, one of those big parachute things, as a cape, because I think everyone on planet Earth played with those at least once. I mean, I did, because gym class, obviously. It's like the most well-known thing, I feel. I think I see people talking about it literally all the time. Anyway, it was interesting researching for this video because I myself used to have a camera when I was like 4 to 8 years old that I would carry around and use all the time. So I actually have some photos that would kind of fit the Nostalgia Core aesthetic. Anyway, here you can see me drawing the beads on the bag, which is based off of something that I actually own in real life, once again. I wanted the overalls to have this kind of patchwork feel to them, but everything I drew ended up looking a little hairy when I added the stitches on the side of it, so I just kind of put a little smiley face there. I also realized pretty soon here that I don't actually know how to draw Converse that well. I don't know how to draw many shoes that well, because most of my characters just wear boots. Character design trait of mine. Anyway, I also last second decided to give her a turtleneck. You'll see that in a second. Here it is, yeah. Because I love turtlenecks. All of my characters have turtlenecks. I can't resist. Anyway, I put the layer mode for the line art on linear light at 80% opacity and started coloring. I wanted her to have this kind of like neon yellow hair when I first like planned the coloring, but when I gave her this darker skin tone and like brown eyes and stuff, I figured that probably wouldn't actually look very natural or good at all, so I ended up just putting the neon yellow in the tips of her hair right here. Next, for the clothing, I decided that the turtleneck undershirt would have rainbow stripes, because that seems to be a pretty common theme. Rainbow stripes, pretty much everything in fact had stripes of some kind, including the parachute, funnily enough. I really hated having to color pick every stripe as I was going to make sure I kept the same color order and colors. I sat here for a while deciding whether or not I wanted the t-shirt to be white or tie-dye, but I decided that white would make the most sense just because I don't need it to be any busier than it already was. So you can see me going and coloring it white here. Anyway, next up is the bag, which I did this kind of light tealish color just because I wanted it to be different from the shirt, but I still wanted it to be white. And the overalls I had to do jeans because it's kind of logical. I think I literally own a pair exactly like this. This whole aesthetic is very me in terms of colors and clothing and vibe in general. Next up is the parachute, which everyone calls a rainbow parachute, but it is literally only 4 colors, so I don't know what that's about. I looked up so many images and they were all just 4 colors. You can see me here cleaning up my art, my coloring, because I don't mask anything or select anything. I'm a professional, guys. I've been drawing for 6 years, I promise. The socks gave me a bit of trouble. I wanted them to be stripy, but there was literally so many stripes already in the design, I had to pick something else. So I did these stars based off of another item I own. This thing my mom gave me that was like something she made in high school. It's like a wizard cape. It's really cool, actually. The stuffed animals also gave me trouble. I was struggling here for a second. It was kind of hard to make them visible against the already saturated and busy kind of background that they were on. I think it ended up looking okay, but yeah, stuffed animals are hard to draw in general because you have to make those beady little eyes that look actually cute. I think I looked at the Webkinz reference image for like 5 minutes straight. If you're curious, the Beanie Babies I have in real life are named Mittens and Stripey. Anyway, the Converse, I fully thought that the tongue of the shoe was a different color than the actual shoe. I don't see a lot of Converse in my life, I guess. And then I move on to the little details, including the beads, which were also quite tedious, because I had to pick a different color for each one. Didn't like that. Boo. Why do I do this to myself? After that, I move on to the final touches. These are things like shading, overlay, effects, stuff like that. I picked purple for shading color, just thought it was like a dark, warm purple, kind of nice. I really like this whole process. It was really quite fun. It's like a fun little challenge, fun little thing to do. It really fits with my art style overall, very saturated. I really liked how the grain kind of turned out at the end. It definitely looks like she came like straight out of this kind of distorted picture. As with everything that Juniper kind of says in every video, well, the last video at least, I don't know about every video, whatever, it doesn't matter, put some names in the comments as for what you think would be a good name for this character.
Alright, and this is our last one for today. Oh, yay, Cottage Core. Alright, I got this. Cottage Core is an aesthetic that originated in the late 2010s and was heavily popularized during 2020, primarily on TikTok and Tumblr. Visually, it includes a lot of nostalgic elements, gardening, foraging, baking, crafting, etc. It's known for its soft, earthy tones and floral designs. Plenty of nature elements, especially flowers, fruits, and animals, are very important for this aesthetic. This aesthetic has been very big within LGBTQ+ communities, mainly in women love woman relationships. Shout out lesbians! So for this OC, I wanted to really take a lot of those nature-y elements. I really kind of went ham with this one. I'm super familiar with Cottage Core aesthetic. I have always really liked this aesthetic. I have a lot of boards on Pinterest that are character inspo that have a bunch of Cottage Core stuff on it. I love nature-y stuff, and foresty stuff is a big part of one of my OC projects, so I really like this aesthetic. Of course, I was looking at Pinterest, as I usually do for references, and I found like a cute leaf type cape. It wasn't exactly like the one that I drew, but I really liked it, so I took that one and just like a normal type of cape, or I guess it would be more like a hood in this instance, and I put that on the character. I thought that would look really cool, and I put little leaves at the bottom of it, so it's kind of like their little lace, but leaves. I thought that was so smart, and I don't really know what I was doing with the bandages, but I thought it's like kind of adventure-y, you know. I think it's a Cottage Core thing in my opinion, but I don't really know why. My brain just says, yep, that's Cottage Core, so we're going with that. I obviously put them in little boots. I've been doing a lot of the same type of shoes for most of these characters, but I wanted to put boots on our Cottage Core friend here. And I gave them deer antlers because there's such a big thing with especially deer in this aesthetic, so I really wanted to incorporate that somehow, but I didn't want to do deer ears because we had to incorporate the little elf ears that are just giant in this aesthetic. If you've seen like the little silicone attachment ears that make your ears shaped like elf ears, that's a lot of people who are into Cottage Core wear those. I was later told that I should have given them a flower crown. Thanks, Acatin, for not mentioning that earlier. That might just be me being stupid, to be honest. I would have added a flower crown in post, but I forgot, so there's no flower crown, but there's flowers on the belt. I thought the flower chain belt was really cute, and I think that's very 2020. I think that is like an accessory that probably existed within 2020. The coloring for this was super easy. I had like no issues coloring it. I had a lot of fun. Earthy tones I work really well with, which is impressive because I just have a bunch of pink on my profile, so that makes sense. But I work with a lot of earthy tones typically, so this was really easy for me. This aesthetic didn't take me as long as the other ones. I had a lot of fun with it though. So here are all three of the designs that we ended up with at the end of this episode. I'm happy with mine, and I'm pretty sure that Acatin is happy with hers.
Yes, I'm very, very excited about this whole project. It was a lot of fun.
Yay, it was a pleasure having you on. I'm so happy you wanted to join.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I hope everybody likes my drawing.
I think everyone will like your drawing, because I really like your drawing.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna link some of Acatin's social medias down below.
My Tumblr.
What she does
Just my Tumblr.
Yeah, just your Tumblr.
Where I don't post anything. FYI, everybody, I don't post anywhere.
I'll put an image to a Tumblr.
Just a random Tumblr.
Um,
No, it is me behind the Tumblr. I just don't post anything. If you want to go and see me reblogging many, many pictures of Minecraft fan art, that's where I'll be.
and podcasts.
And podcasts.
Thanks, podcasts.
Anybody listen to the Magnus Archives here? Anybody listen to the Magnus Archives?
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. This is so exciting.
I know. You get to be my first collab. I'm so honored. Even though I just said it wasn't.
We should do this often. I know, you're putting me down the instant I show up. Bullying me. I'm being bullied.
You asked.
I need to put this in the video too. I'm being bullied. This is a cry for help. This is a cry for help. She's bullying me.
No, don't listen to them. No.
Okay.
Whoa, guys. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh my god. Nostalgia Core. Whoa. You spelled nostalgia wrong. Did you spell nostalgia wrong on purpose?
I spelled nostalgia wrong? Oh my god, I did.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I caught that. Oh my gosh.
I think I'm dyslexic.
That's so funny. Nostalgia.
I'm an idiot. Oh my god. Oh, did my Discord die?
I was planning on making a joke about taking over the channel at the start of the video, and then I didn't because I got scared.
Okay.
That's why I said commandeering in my voiceover. No, my opportunity has passed.
Well,
Whatever.
I guess you're not taking over my channel today.
Yeah, not anymore. My plans have been foiled. Gosh. I'll get you next time. By myself.
You foiled your own plans. The way that
If I was just winging it.
operates is kind of funny because I will be walking around work and I'll just be thinking about YouTube videos I could make. And I've been doing this since I was in middle school.
Destined to be a YouTuber.
To my parents' dismay, yes. Acatin wants Juniper to fail!
Oh my god. It's my villain plans. They're back again.
You take over my channel and then I fail.
Yeah. Probably because I'm so bad at social media. My channel now, I'm gonna mess it up.
My channel now, no posting.
Spreading my podcast propaganda on your YouTube channel.
Get that shit away from my... Get your woke...
You better leave that in.
Podcast propaganda away from my YouTube channel. How I feel... how it feels to chew 5 gum. How it feels to chew they gum.
how it chews to 5 feel gum. I'd have to make a mask. I couldn't do my face. I couldn't do that.
That's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is. And all they ever ask is, why are you so sad, kid? That's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask
Are you still recording?
I know all the words. Yeah, I actually, yes. Juniper walked into a bar. Yout.
That's so stupid.